I'm Mr. Millspaugh, and I'm here with a mini lesson on inequalities. After one of our shows that we aired on Count on Us, one of the questions came up with solving an inequality. The student was confused a little bit on how to do those, so we have made this mini lesson to help all of you that don't understand solving inequalities. Looking at the problem, we have -2 times the quantity x plus 5 minus 1 is greater than 23. When solving an inequality, it means that we have a symbol that is either greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. In this case, we have a greater than symbol. We're going to solve this just like a regular equation. We first must use the distributive property. -2 gets multiplied by x, giving us -2x. -2 gets multiplied by 5, which would give us -10. The -1 will come down, the greater than 23 will come down. So now we've illustrated the distributive property. We must now combine like terms. -10 minus 1 are like terms because they are both integers. The -2x has a variable, so it is not one of these like terms. The -2x then will come down. -10 minus 1 will require us to add the opposite. -10 plus -1 is now -11. That is greater than 23. The next step is to do the inverse operations. We must get x by itself, and in order to do that, the -2 and the -11 must move to the other side. If you move them to the other side, you must use the inverse sign. So -11 would become +11 on both sides of the inequality. -11 plus 11 cancels out, leaving us with 0, which is how you can now see we've moved it. So -2x comes down, and that's greater than 34. The last step in solving this inequality is to do the inverse of multiplication. When we have a number next to a variable, that means to multiply. So we are going to divide in order to move it. -2 divided by -2 is 1. But we never write a 1 in front of a variable because we only see 1x. So in essence, the -2's cancel out. 34 divided by 2 is 17. But a positive divided by a negative is a -17. And now you can notice that I did not put the inequality sign in here, and that's because when I divide or multiply by a negative number, the inequality reverses. So instead of being greater than, it is now less than. We're almost done, except when we have inequalities, they must be graphed on a number line. In order to graph it, we do exactly what this says. We try and find all the solutions for x that are less than -17. So if -17 is here on my number line, all the solutions that would be less than -17 go to the left, which is what this symbol indicates. It matches the end of the number line. But because x cannot be equal to -17, we put an open circle at that value. If you would have used this symbol or this symbol in the problem, then we would have shaded in the circle because -17 could have been one of your solutions. I'm Mr. Millspaugh, and that is your mini lesson on inequalities.